What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I want to talk about focusing on one thing. All right guys, hey, if you don't follow me already, my name is Ben Nader, and I talk about entrepreneurship, business, finance, investing, software, recruiting, real estate, all things making money online, all things business-esque. If you like that kind of material, you should definitely smash that subscribe button. All right, enough of that. Let's get right into this video. I want to talk to you guys about focusing on one thing. This is so important. Watch me till the end here, because this is literally going to change your perspective and the way that you view business as making money online or elsewhere, or however you do it, right? But focusing in the lens on one thing, because it's so important. So check it out. I'd like to take you down two financial pathways, two pathways of two different entrepreneurs, right? And exactly how they operate and what they do. So let's talk about entrepreneur number one and exactly what happens with them. So entrepreneur number one is relatively not versed in business, right? They're not really savvy. They just kind of fell into it and they started some side hustles and they're kind of working their way up, but they're doing well, right? They're making money and things are semi-successful, but they're working on like 3 or 4 things. And that might be like an e-commerce store. It could be like a consulting business, and it may even be like some brick and mortar or something like that. And they might have some investments and other things too as well. And they're kind of dabbling in all of these different 3 or 4 things at the same time. Now, this entrepreneur is probably having a pretty good time, right? Kind of bouncing around, dabbling with all these different things. It's probably pretty interesting to be like in e-commerce, also brick and mortar, investing in this and that, and having like some other ideas probably popping up all the time that they're probably getting engaged with. So it's probably not just those 3 or 4 ideas. It's probably more like 5 or 6, right? And generally people come up with this idea of 7 streams of income. So generally people aim for this number of 7 streams, because it's been said so many times, you need 7 streams of income. You need 7 streams of income. Here's the deal. That's false, right? So I want to make sure everyone understands right here, right now, that is a myth. 7 streams of income is false, right? So here's what you need to understand. The entrepreneur that's doing all of these different things and taking on all these different other businesses, ventures, investments, etc., is spreading themselves way too thin. The reason this is a huge problem for entrepreneur number one is because when they involve themselves in, let's just say 5 to 7 different businesses, right? Whatever they are spreading themselves way too thin, and they can't actually put the right amount of effort to actually master one of the businesses to be super profitable and super scalable, right? They can never do that when you have something like 5 or 7 different businesses that are streaming money towards you, right? They're all going to be trickles of money. It's not a stream. They're going to be trickles of money coming from different areas, and they will slowly dry up because you cannot humanly focus on 5 or 7 streams at one time, right? Especially if you are just a budding entrepreneur. So that's entrepreneur journey number 1. It's not going to go well. Okay, so let's go to the best one, right? This is entrepreneur number 2. So entrepreneur number 2 understands already that they need to focus on one thing. So they develop that one thing and they get into business. Let's just say the business they're in is recruiting. They start a recruiting agency and they start to master it. And when I say master it, I mean they learn everything about it, inside and out, backwards and forwards, like the back of their hand. They literally know everything about recruiting and staffing, and they totally understand the market, and they're literally crushing it on revenue and profit, and their business is exploding and expanding, and it's so scalable, it's not even funny. Now, over the course of 4 years, right? Let's just say we're measuring this over 4 years. Entrepreneur number 1 is probably getting super discouraged because they're dabbling in like 5, 6, 7 different things. So they're super gonna get discouraged because basically they're getting diluted, right? All of their energy, all of their money, all of their sweat equity, right? The things that you put into business is being diluted down. It's being worth less, right? So your time, your energy, your money, all of it, right? But entrepreneur number 2, that's invested their sweat equity, their money, their time, everything, their brain power into learning this one thing because they decided to focus on one thing and master it. They've developed this fortitude, right? This mental fortitude, motivation, and discipline so that they can go the distance, do all the boring things, right? And make it work. The main thing here to understand is that entrepreneur number 2 focused on one thing, right? That's that one thing, the recruiting business they started, is gonna be highly successful. By year number 4, it'll be a multi-million-dollar business. With entrepreneur number 1 that has like 7 businesses, all of those businesses will probably be out of business, to be honest with you, because they're trying to literally create an empire overnight. That doesn't work, right? You just can't do that. You have to master something first and then actually scale it, literally create an entire business, a company where you have people running the show for you. And then you can get into other things, right? Then you can dabble into other elements, right? I'll make more videos on this kind of stuff because I'm personally involved in this philosophy, right? Mastering one thing, moving on to the next thing, then mastering that thing, then moving on to the next thing. But it's a matter of literally years. We're not talking about like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that set up in 6 months and then it's gonna be awesome, and then I'll get that other e-commerce store set up in like the next 6 months and that'll be awesome, and then I'll have like 6, 7 streams of income and it'll be so lucrative. It's not. It won't. What I can tell you is that when people look at 7 streams, they're coming from a place of scarcity, right? Because they're coming from a place that says, man, I need like so many different businesses to be paying me so much money because that's how I'm gonna thrive. That's how I'm gonna survive, right? Like the only way to do it is to have like so many businesses going on. I need to be the CEO of every single one of these businesses. False, right? You need to focus on one thing and be the CEO of that one thing. Master that thing, scale that thing, and you will succeed. It's almost a guarantee because there's nothing else to distract you. There's nothing else that's bothering you, right? You're not dealing with, shiny object syndrome where it's like, oh, you could go over here and start an e-commerce store, or oh, you could invest in your brother's coffee shop. No, you're focused on your business and growing that business. And as long as you stay in your lane and do that, you will be successful. I make this video just because I see this all the time. People wanting to offer all of these different services, right? In the form of different businesses and this and that. And they want to try to be a mogul, right? You don't become a mogul within a year, right? Moguls are made over literally 5, 10, 15 years, right? That's how moguls are made, right? And even then, they're not really moguls, you know what I mean? They're still working on building an empire. An empire is never really finished. That's the big secret. A lot of people don't remember that empires are ultimately never actually finished. So that being said, this is why it's so important that you come from a place of abundance and start focusing on that one thing that's going to create abundance for you. Look, guys, time is your most valuable asset. And so if you utilize it to pretty much dilute yourself out into 5 to 7 different businesses, right, that it will trickle in money and then eventually dry up, that's not good. But if you focus on one thing, scale that one thing will become an empire, and you will absolutely master it, make tons of money doing so, provide tons of value in doing so, and then you can move on to the next thing and you can create a huge empire for yourself. But it's literally a matter of your focus and your energy. Where do you want to put it, right? You don't want to dilute yourself. You want to be in one main thing. So focus on one thing and you will win. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video or if it helped you out a little bit, maybe pointed you in the right direction, please smash that like button. Also, comment down below on what your thoughts are on these 7 streams of income, or just focusing on one thing, or what you think about that, right? If you think one thing is better than the other, tell me. I want to know down in the comments, right? Also, if you're not in our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, the link is right down below this video in the description. We definitely want you in there. If you're getting into recruiting and staffing, we have over 14,000 entrepreneurs in the group. We'd love to have you in there as well. So I will see you guys next time.